All right, so in this video, our objective is to solve an equation with variables on both sides. So first, when we talk about variables on both sides, we need to know both sides of what? So the equal sign is always the center of an equation. So when we talk about both sides or left or right, we're talking about to the left of the equal sign or to the right of the equal sign. Now, what I like to do is I like to always get the numbers with variables on the left and the numbers without variables on the right. So that tells me that I need to take these two numbers and move them over here to the right since they don't have variables, and this number with a variable, this expression, to the left because it does have a variable. Okay? But before I do that, I always look on each side of the equal sign and ask myself, are there any like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign? So these two are on the same side of the equal sign and they're like terms, so I'm going to combine them. So negative 3 plus 5 is 2 plus 6g equals 11 minus 3g. All right. Now, on the left side, there's no like terms. On the right side, there's no like terms. So I'm just going to solve the equation. So I'm going to get this 2 over here on the right, and I'm going to get this negative 3g on the left. Now, in order for you to move something from one side of the equation to the other, you got to do the opposite of what's happening. So this 2 is positive. There's no sign out in front of it. It tells me it's positive. The opposite of positive is negative, so I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Remember, what you do to the left, you must also do to the right. Say it. What you do to the left, you must also do to the right. So this will go away, leaving me 6g equals 9 minus 3g. Now, I need to get this negative 3g to the left. Remember, to move it from one side to the other, you do the opposite. Well, I'm subtracting 3g, so the opposite of subtracting 3g is 2. Add 3g on both sides. So I'm going to add 3g to both sides. And so I've got 9g equals 9. When I added those, I got 9g. I brought the equal sign down. I brought the 9 down, and these cancel. Now, here's the tricky part. So I've got 9g equals 9. So how do I separate the 9 and the g? Well, you ask yourself, what operation's happening between them? Remember up here, since it was positive, we did the opposite of positive, which was to subtract. Right here, it was negative or minus. The opposite of that was to add. Well, these two are multiplying. The opposite of multiply is to divide. So I'm going to divide 9 on both sides. Be sure you don't say divide 9g on both sides. You're only dividing 9, so the g will stay there. These 9s cancel, and so that leaves me g equals whatever 9 divided by 9 is, which is 1. So there's my answer. Okay, so let's do one more. So the first thing I like to do is look on the left side of the equal and see, are there any like terms I can combine? In this case, there are not. On the right side, I like to look and see, are there any like terms I can combine? Again, there are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this negative 4 to the right by doing the opposite. It's subtracting, so I'm going to do the opposite of subtracting. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And so I have 12c equals 14c minus 6. These canceled, and negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. All right, now I need to move this 14c to the left, so my variable will be on the left. And you can see 14 is positive. There's no sign right here, which means it's positive. This negative doesn't go with the 14. This negative goes with the 6. So I'm going to subtract 14c from both sides. And so I have negative 2c equals, this cancels, negative 6. Now remember on the last problem, we talked about the negative 2 and the c are being multiplied. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'll divide negative 2 on both sides. And so c equals negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3. And so that's my answer. Positive 3. Hope that helped.